We are now live! I don't know why I'm so excited, but I'm really excited. I love my new backdrop. I'm really feeling it. And I'm excited to talk to my friends today. I feel like it's the only time I get to talk to my friends is on live. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Let's get Midnight Comics in here and have a little chat about all the wonderful things. So like I said, tonight we're giving away a free copy of, what's up, Otis? Free copy of The Unbeloved. I don't want to show my version because I have these. I have both of these and I don't know which one is the one that we're giving away, but I have both of these, which I love. Everybody invite like 1 to 2 friends. They won't win over you. But yeah, let's blow it up. Let's give Midnight a really, really warm welcome. Get a lot of people in here. They're launching a Kickstarter project, and we want to make sure that it pops off. Oh, hello. Is that Kanethia? All right, let's see. I said yes.
Hello.
How's it going? How's it going?
Good. Come on.
Are y'all gonna fit in the same frame, or you want to call in separately?
You know what? You want to come in separate? Oh, all right. Bam.
Okay. I hope you have the stand and you're not gonna hold your phone for.
Not anymore. There. Yes. You want to do something? You do have a tripod. You want to grab that?
The other way, yeah. That way's better. Otherwise, you're sideways. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise, you're sideways.
Bet. Okay. Fair enough. She's coming right back then.
Okay.
How you been?
Hi, Ray. I just am recovering from COVID.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, glad you're better.
So, but I'm ready. I'm like ready to get started. I'm ready to do this next season. How are you?
Doing good. Nothing really new to report. Just writing.
Okay,
getting back on.
You have a lot to report.
Okay,
you have
fair
a lot
enough.
to report.
That's fair. That is fair. What am I talking about? Finished writing chapter 10 of The Unbeloved and issue 5 of Soul recently. So like a lot of writing.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, wait, so can you tell me which one we're giving away tonight? I don't know.
The one in your left hand.
This one.
No, the other one. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. The other one.
Right hand. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, JD? Oh my God, JD! JD, you need to come on too. We need to do a live with you as well. Okay, so this is the one. What's up? Where's that view in the house? This is the one we're giving away today. So one lucky winner will win it. One lucky attendee will win a copy of The Unbeloved, a physical copy. So this is how you enter to win. I'm making this up as I go along. This is how you enter to win. You pick a number, 1 through 30, and the winning number will. This is what Stranger Comics does, so I figure I can just steal the. Okay, pick a letter of the alphabet. No, because there's not enough letters. I think we have to do numbers, right?
Yeah.
Pick a number, 1 through 50, and we will rank. See, we already got one. 11. Okay. So pick a number 1 through 50, and one lucky winner will win a copy of The Unbeloved, issue 0. This is so fun. I love this. Okay. Ooh, look at all the numbers coming in. Okay, y'all better write these numbers down. I'm kidding. No, I'll go back. I'll go back and look at it. I don't know how you even keep track. Like I can't end the live before I see all the numbers. So at the end, we'll pick a number. We'll announce the winner, and that way we can do it. So everybody pick a number between 1 and 50, and we're gonna choose a winner before we close out the conversation. Okay, so let's start with, you said you've been writing.
Yes.
So tell me about the new. So you're up to issue 5.
For Soul, I'm up to issue 5. For The Unbeloved, I just finished chapter 10.
Okay, so if you just finished chapter 10, why do I only have issues 0 and 1?
So writing wise, I'm done. Now artwork wise, we're still a little way. The next issue outside the one that's going on Kickstarter. So you have chapter 0 and chapter 1. Chapter 2, part 1 is what the Kickstarter's for. Chapter 2 was massive. And so we actually had to just cut it in half, and that's what you're getting in the Kickstarter. And then part 2 is already getting work.
Got it. So will they be the same size, or will they be different?
It's gonna be a little bigger going forward.
Okay.
So those are about 55 pages. This next issue is gonna be about 60 pages, but going forward they'll probably end up being a little bit more. And the hope is, by the time we get to that 4th or 5th book, we'll just start wrapping them all up in one big volume.
Into trade, yeah. So one thing I love is like how it is like real manga, right? Like it's like authentic to the. And I remember when I introduced you to Devante, I was like, they're the only ones I know who like do it well, like do it right. You know what I mean? So I'm curious, as I don't think we talked about this last time, like how you managed to stay so true to the genre.
I guess just years of exposure to it, I think. Oh, you mean story-wise or art-wise? I'm sorry. Just
both. Yeah, both.
Well, story-wise, I think just because the amount of exposure that we've just had to it throughout the years. Like my dad put me on to anime and manga at a young age, right? So we're watching Gigantor, Tobor the Eighth Man, that kind of. This is the North Star is my first anime and stuff. So just that exposure to that a little bit more than traditional comics, I think, is how we were to the storytelling aspect of it. The art form, our artist, he just, when we found him, it was just like, we just immediately saw like that he's the one. But the reason why we're sticking with him is he grew up on some of the legends that we're pulling from. Really resonates with the story that we're telling, so he's so enthusiastic about it. So, and it really comes through on the pages that he does. That's kind of so.
I mean, it's really awesome to have someone who is like passionate about it, so they're gonna like bring their 100%. Just so everyone who just joined, pick a number 1 through 50, and you will win a copy of issue 0 of Unbeloved, a physical copy. We're doing physical copies. So this is like really serious. Make sure you stay till the end so that you can hear your announcement. Everyone, remember your number, because when we say it, see, I'm remembering how Stranger Comics does it. Remember your number, because when I say it, you need to claim yourself. Okay. So, okay. So, is this your first Kickstarter?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay.
It's like tell everybody, what has that been like for you?
Oh, it's horrifying. It's terrifying. I think when we talked at Atlanta Comic-Con, I was like, I was trying to avoid it for the longest because it looked daunting, right? Like, I see all you guys, and it looks inspiring. Like we could do that, and then you just really start thinking about it, like, oh, we're putting ourselves out there for real now. So it's scary, but I think finally we kind of pushed us to finally just say, you know what, do it. You can look at all the negative, but dadgummit, what if it pans out? What if everything goes the way that we're hoping? So finally got over the worry and just said, let's go.
Yeah. What would you say the biggest challenge in developing the campaign has been so far?
I guess, kind of all the boxes just to make sure that everything reads well, everything is appealing. I think the rewards and stuff, right? I think all the boxes, right? I think me was Are we designing this in a way that it's going to keep people's attention? I think that was the hardest and scariest part. I mean, same thing. I guess it's the same thing. Yeah.
I would like to read your campaign before you go live with it.
Okay.
I don't know who else you sent it to, but I know that I sent you what?
Oh no, we just sent it to one person. Yeah.
Oh my God, no. Yes, send it to at least like people you trust. Like, so I sent mine to Lonzo from Concrete.
Okay.
And I sent it to like 3 people and got some. I mean, sending it to Lonzo actually changed everything. I actually rewrote the whole campaign after talking to him. So it's one of those things, like when you have an editor, get that other like perspective, because a lot of the comic books that people that we're friends with, they have done enough Kickstarters that they know what gets the audience in. So I would say just have them give it a preview look to make sure that your story is like fluid, running them down the funnel into pledging for a reward.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just suggest it. Like Jerry from E4 Comics said, he sent his to me. I looked it over and gave him some feedback. I've looked at Wilson's from CNS Comics. Like, I just always think, and from a marketing perspective too, in my brain. So I'm always just like, give it a little check. Then, and then
so I'll be bugging you a little later then.
Just get some feedback.
Yeah, please. Yeah. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, because like, when I sent it to Lonzo, like, he looked at how much I wanted to raise and the rewards I was offering. He gave me some suggestions on things that I hadn't even thought about when it came to like bundles, like collaborating with other creators to get rewards too. So the one thing that's really cool about Kickstarter is when everyone's involved, right? The whole community, then they really do feel like they get really successful, because we're all kind of telling everyone to pledge and sharing and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm excited for you I remember we talked about it. You said you would never do one. Those were your exact words.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never do a Kickstarter.
I'll be messaging you. I'll be messaging Lonzo. If y'all watch it, hey. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure. I know it's amazing. It's really the nuance of Kickstarter, like language and like how people come into these projects that maybe haven't heard of you before. It's writing for people that don't know Midnight Comics more than people that do. So that's kind of what I pay attention to, and that's what Lonzo clued me into as well. So I was like, oh, I'm writing this for people that already know me, when there's people that are going to come across it that
don't
know me. I wanted to thank everyone for. I wanted to thank Anthony and Brian for buying badges today. It's gonna go toward our shipping costs for our physical gift here. So with the Kickstarter, when is it launching?
The 20th. So Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, we have some time.
Right.
So, and then can people go and get notified?
Yeah.
Through the link in your bio?
The pre-launch page and stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I can drop the link really quick.
Yeah, drop it in there.
I'm over here. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. I think.
Okay. So you can either search Midnight Comics or The Unbeloved Chapter 2, and it will probably come up on Kickstarter. Because the links aren't clickable, but...
Oh, it's not clickable. Ah, my bad.
Can I pin that? Yeah, I can pin that comment. There we go. But I pinned it. Okay, so what is... how's the other story you were working on? The one you told me about in Atlanta?
So I'm trying to remember, because we're actually writing like 9 different stories at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
it was the one about the super smart scientist woman.
Yeah, great. So this lady, right?
Oh wait, I got a copy of that.
Yes.
Yeah, Tales from Midnight.
Yes.
Yes.
So each of those characters will get their own line of stories.
Oh,
so
wow.
Tales from Midnight kind of served as that introduction to our first batch of characters. We are currently working on Tales from Midnight 2. Dogma's already done, and then there's two more stories, The Last Day and Raven's Omen, that we'll be getting the artwork done for as well. And all 7 of those stories again will have their own line stuff. But the Gray, we have 3 issues officially done. I think we found an artist written.
Oh, the Gray, yes, the Gray, yeah.
I got 3 issues done writing.
Yes, and I think we found an artist yesterday for that. So, stay tuned for that, definitely. But yeah, that's my favorite character. I think I told you that before. She's my favorite character.
Yeah. You did.
Man, like, she's just super smart. And I mean, you got particle accelerators on your hand using black holes to generate them. Like, who has that?
That's so cool. I was geeking out when you told me about that. I was like, that's such a cool, like technological advancement.
Man. And so the stuff that we're going to do with that, we've already kind of, I guess, Arc 2, the synopsis for Arc 2 in the following chapters, it gets ridiculously crazy by the time we get her to her Arc 2.
Well, we have everything pretty much synopsis up to almost the end of their story. Everybody, almost the end of their stories.
Yep. So we've laid out quite a bit for each of these characters. Yeah. So
how do you write? Okay, so I was talking to Lonzo the other day, and I was telling him how I literally cannot write comic books. I just was like, flat out, it's not for me. I physically can't do it. I think I'm allergic to it.
What?
That was me.
It's so hard. So I would love for you to tell people like myself or people that want to get into writing comics, like how do you manage having so many stories in your head and actually getting them out? And then how do you get the story on paper and make it awesome, like The Unbeloved, which I love.
Thank you. So it's gonna be a unique answer, I think, for me. So I have 2 things. I have very vivid dreams, and I obsess over things. So as I'm if I have an idea about something, I obsessively look more and more about it, look up stuff about it. You know, if it's a certain genre, stuff like that, really kind of make sure I understand what it is. And then because my mind is kind of overreacting to it, it just kind of comes together. I've and not to tangent too long, but I have very vivid dreams. So my imagination just works constantly, if you would. And to give an example, my favorite short example of it, when I go to sleep, there's this one, I went to sleep, I got into a bar fight. The guy caught me off guard, knocked me out in the dream. I wake up in real life, grab me a drink of water. I'm like, all right, didn't expect the left. Go back to sleep. I'm getting up off the floor in the dream forever. And so I sleep and have these dreams of these scenarios, and until that scenario is over, it just continues. And those end up being
interesting.
Huh?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And then, and then so that's how some of these stories happen, right? Where it's just I don't rush it, right? It's just as soon as the scenario pops up in my head, I'm like, okay. One night for the Last Day story, I was like, man, we have nothing for this. And I kept thinking about it. I kept researching some stuff that I wanted to add to it. And then one day, bam, it was just like, Tasha, I've got it. And just listed 12 chapters out there. Here's the title. Here's what happens. Bam, 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 bam. And so now it's now I'm going to start writing it. Now we can start getting into even the nuances of each and every chapter. So I'm not sure if that helps, but don't rush it. You know, I write, but comic writing was different than me and my friend wrote a story for a video game. Comic writing was it's a learning experience. It's just a learning experience.
Yeah.
If you have a story, just learn how to script it out. How do you imagine it? How do you see it? And then just kind of take your time. She touched my hand. That means I wasn't breathing and I was just doing a lot of talking. So
I was gonna say, is it the same for you?
No. First off, I don't have dreams like his, and I can't control my dreams like somebody. And I was like you at first, because I write novel format of poetry and stuff. So I was like, I don't know how to. I rewrote the first 3 chapters of Edmani 4 times. The first 3 issues of Edmani 4 times because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then I was like, I also have a script writing background because I went to school for theater. So I just took it. First, I wrote it like a story, like a novel format. And then I just took that, looked at it, and it over to script format.
Mm-hmm.
I let him do all the actual formatting to make it look like a comic book script.
Got it. Okay, but so my question for you then, because we're not novelists, how did you strip away the excess, like the excess description and the dialogue?
I just tried to be as simple as possible. So tried again the script writing, theater script writing / screenwriting knowledge helped to know, okay, the only thing what the person is doing. Which when you write a script, and I've like 3 plays, the biggest focus, you don't have to describe the characters as much because the character is going to look like whatever the actor looks like. So I just more went into pretend it's a theater script, and that's how you'll write it, and let him format
it.
Okay, what about dialogue? This is good. This is really helping. What about dialogue?
Oh, yes.
Right. Same with dialogue for me. All right, Fatima, blah 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 blah. She turned around and looked at the door. Example. I don't think that's even a part of any of the 3 issues I've got, 6 issues I've got. And just, right, okay. Dad enters. Dad, blah 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 blah. What he says, da da da. And because I did it like that, it makes it easier for him to format it into more comic book script format because I pretty much laid the groundwork. He's just going to change how...
Like panels and stuff like that.
He's going to write panel 1, this, panel 2, this.
Oh, okay.
Panel stuff on there. I just tell him what's most likely going to be where, and he fixes it.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you don't have to describe everything because it's going to be visual.
Mm-hmm.
And the dialogue you keep to only what's absolutely necessary.
Right.
Because I was trying to tell, I think the part of the challenge that I ran into was I was trying to tell the story through dialogue. Where I can let that be more visual and leave the dialogue to what's like pertinent to what's happening in the moment, right? Like, yeah. And backstory can be told through actual visual panels.
Exactly.
And that's my issue.
Yeah.
He was sitting there distraught, and I was like,
but right, the picture is going to tell you that.
I don't need to say that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm learning. Okay, so anyone out there who wants to write comic books, I hope that helped. Basically, take your time. Leave the description to the artist. Like, describe enough, like only what you need, and keep the dialogue to only what's happening in the moment. That really helps a lot. I'm excited to.
I'm glad it did. I was worried. It's like, oh gosh, are we rambling? Are we just saying?
Well, and I need like someone to look at it. I try to do the panels, but what's up, Devontae? How much do you love Devontae?
Listen,
he is so amazing. He is like the most hilarious person ever.
We had to have been on the phone or on Discord for like 3 hours. It felt like we were just
easily
just back and forth. It was great.
Yeah. So Devontae is playing Professor Russell Asher.
Mm-hmm.
So Tashi will know who that is because she's reading the book.
Hold on, she's talking to our son right now.
Oh, okay.
He just popped up.
Oh, he just popped up. If you want to join the live,
right.
Thank you. So yeah, he auditioned for a few roles. He did Shahar really well too, but he did Shahar really well, and I still don't know who's gonna play him, but he did Shahar really well. But his Russell Asher
Killed it.
took me out. I was like, he's him, he's him, he's him. That's it. He's him. He just got his like diction and like style of writing, so style of speaking. So I was telling him how Devontae is playing Dr. Russell Asher. And I was like, she knows because she's read him. So you know how he's kind of like awkward and quirky, and he just brought this like different kind of like life to it. It was really cool. So I'm excited for everyone to hear that. I think it'll be really fun.
My second read.
Oh, also, we had the person who was supposed to play XBA bowed out.
Oh.
So I don't know if you want to audition.
Do it.
Dylan.
Voices?
What?
I said, is this voiceover? I was off social media.
Voiceover, full cast, audio, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was off social media for like 2 months. I had to take a mental break, so I missed a lot.
What was going on?
I was just taking a break.
Okay. From social media or like everything media?
A
A
lot.
lot, like everything.
A lot.
Yeah, she turned into a hermit. She disappeared off the internet. Yeah.
So I missed a lot of stuff. I didn't even know this was happening.
So
I think I posted it. Yeah, I probably posted it like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
I was just coming back.
Just resurfacing. So was it mostly like November, December?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Anybody else? I wonder if anyone else in the audience took a break. Last year was really a lot.
It was.
It was.
It was a good a lot for me, but also just a lot in general. And I got sick at the end of my like travel spree. Remember, I was everywhere basically for 5 months. And then I got back to LA, and that was when I got COVID. Was when I got back to LA. What'd you say?
It's like, I'm home. Now I get sick. I'm just
and I couldn't leave the house for like, it's been 2.5 weeks. So it's really interesting because it was like my body made me stop. It was like, okay, you've done enough.
Right, you're done now. Pack it up.
Go to sleep before the next circuit happens. Are you planning on doing any Comic-Cons this year?
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Whichever ones we can get to, afford and get to, because of course we got 3 little ones, so that makes it a little harder to get consistent sitters and stuff. But if there's a will, there's a way. Well,
the youngest is really what makes it very complicated.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard her, but our youngest is the one that kind of makes it a little complicated to get away. One of our comic characters is based off her. She had spina bifida, she has spina bifida when she was born. And if anybody doesn't know what it is, her spine, her portion of her spine was exposed upon birth. And so there was just a whole host of kind of issues and stuff that that she's dealing with. So she requires a lot of medical care and attention. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is it? I had a friend in high school, in college that has it.
Mm-hmm.
Can surgery help?
Yes, it did. She's had 2. She had the skin graft in the back to cover when she was born. Then they did another one in her head. But they did. What was it specifically? They cover the fluid
I don't know what it was
buildup.
called, but they drained.
They drained the fluid out in
the frontal. It's a cauliflower shaped something in the front, in your frontal lobe that produces fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So they burnt that off, so her brain wouldn't produce too much fluid, so that way she didn't have to get a shunt.
Right.
Because those rust over time and have to be replaced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So since then, she's been doing great. She's had a bunch of therapy, so she's up and walking and stuff. So she's doing great there. The
issue is she has to be calved.
Yeah.
Multiple times
and stuff.
a day.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
She has to be what?
We have to use a catheter for her.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a consistent thing, and of course, all of our sitters and family members. That not everybody is trained to do it and stuff like that. So, you know,
Okay, no, I understand. Um, how old is she?
3.
3.
3. Oh my gosh, she's so young.
Yeah, she is.
Thank everybody in the
Thank you in the
comments.
comments,
She's
by the way.
great.
She's
Yeah,
doing
so many prayers. So many prayers. What's her name?
Ray.
Ray.
And so there's the character we made.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
her.
legs.
Ah, isn't that amazing? She's gonna grow up and have her own superhero.
Yes.
That's awesome. I better pledge this Kickstarter when it launches on Thursday. My goodness, I cannot wait. Well, thank you for sharing. I definitely we gotta find a way. We can do some like ship some books out and we sling them on the table for you and
Okay.
send the money back. We have to figure something out. That would be so great if we could find it like a distribution solution for getting more comics more places. Because I've talked to Alonzo about that too. I talked to Alonzo about a lot of things. That would be really awesome.
On a Zoom call together and make something happen.
I know, right? Well, because we're basically like saying there's this thing about like what if we banded together and got like a built like a distribution company.
Okay.
That would create like when we would go to cons, we would get like 4 booths because then we had a bigger presence. So when you come to the table, it's like it wouldn't be all from the same universe.
Right.
It would be like a comic entity, I guess, but all indie comics. And so then when people come by, it would look bigger than us. We would look individually.
Instead of being individual, right?
Yeah. But it have to be people that can play in the sandbox together nicely. But if it was like Midnight and Concrete, and then like Ray, and then Wingless or whoever the mix would be, it would be. I think it would be
that presence would
all of us.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be amazing for all of us. Because then you wouldn't necessarily have to like be there, like both people. It could be like maybe you send a representative or something, or have someone. We could hire somebody to like work the booth and like transact with your materials and stuff like that. So
yeah,
we need a logistics operations person. So if anyone in the audience wants to volunteer to handle that, that would be great. But we need like you need someone that's like not a creative to create something like that and like run. But we're talking about it because it's like we got to make our footprint,
Yes.
So yeah.
Heck yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I have another question about Kickstarter. So the campaign launches Thursday. Is it 30 days?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of rewards can we expect?
Of course, all the books, and we have some Kickstarter exclusive posters. One of them is the show. Thank you, Lana. Tasha's about to grab now. So we have 2. It's the Inseparable Twins poster and the Encroaching Darkness poster.
Ooh.
Right there. That's this one.
I love that one.
Yes.
Such a good picture.
So it's the
that one. I was like, yes, that's on the flyer. What?
The aged up version of these 2 characters here, Hiroko and Awashima.
Okay. Those are the kids of the parents, right?
Say again. Yes.
Yeah. The ones that were born at the end of issue 0, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And then here's
trivia.
And then there's the Encroaching Darkness poster.
Oh, that's cool. So both of those are available on the Kickstarter as exclusives. Okay.
Correct.
And then all 3 issues, or 1, 0, 1, and 2.
Yes.
Part 1 of 2. Okay. Amazing.
Those and physicals, yeah.
Digital and physicals.
Yes.
I'm a physical. I don't like digital comics.
Same.
I'm like a physical. Like, oh my god! Can I please show you something? You guys are gonna freak out. So, oh my god! So I moved out of my apartment. Oh shit! moved out of my apartment. But I wanted to bring all my books that I wanted to read in the next year with me because I'm not going to be moving into someplace else. I'm like kind of digital nomading.
Okay.
So I got these like comic book holders, and this is like,
oh wow,
these are all indie comics, you guys.
Let's go.
This is all indie.
We need something
We
like
need
that.
some of those because our box is overflowing.
Yeah.
With all the indie comics.
But I was like, I can't believe how many Kickstarters and like, this is amazing. Like this is like, yo, indie comics are out here.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking, it's real. So yeah, I love this box, and I'm gonna get through all of these this year. And I think there's only one not comic not made by a person of color or LGBTQ plus. So
man, indie out here, man.
we got content, y'all. We got content. Okay,
See?
we got content.
Look, the collective of indie, we can stand against the Marvel and DCs with the amount of content we got.
Oh my God, there's so many stories. If
really
we all put all of our stories together, yo, I swear we would be bigger.
We would take, right.
Like, we would take over. Like, imagine a universe that had, like, oh my gosh. That would be so, so amazing. The takeover. Yes, exactly.
The takeover.
I was going to ask you about, oh, okay, so you're going to love this. So I've been watching X-Men, the animated series lately.
Okay.
And I know we're both like diehard X-Men fans. And I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite X-Men episode from the 90s cartoon?
Oh, for me, the Days of Futures Past.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm a sucker for time travel stuff. Oh my gosh.
And they did it right.
And they did right. So yeah, that's yeah.
They did it really well. Oh, I love it. And that's yours too?
Say again?
Yeah.
And that's yours too?
That's yours too?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
I wish they had stayed on long enough to do a House of M adaptation. But that's my favorite event in all of Marvel.
Right. I mean, they might.
Right.
They're bringing it back, so.
No? Oh my God. That's my favorite event. All of Marvel. It's that and then Civil War. Like.
So my favorite arc is Beyond Good and Evil.
Ooh, that's a good arc too.
I love that arc so much because there were so many mutants in it. There were so many people featured in it. I thought that was like my favorite.
Let's see.
We started.
I wonder what they're gonna do with it coming back, right? Like, what arcs are they gonna kind of cover? Like, it's supposed to like directly just continue on from where they left off, right?
I don't know, but that would be great. I mean, they have a lot of story even from then. I mean, it's been 30 years.
Yeah.
Since.
And they got the voice actors come back too.
Some of them actually passed away. I saw someone commented his dad played Sabretooth and he passed away.
I remember when.
Yeah. There's another. You know what else I found out that I didn't know? The Age of Apocalypse arc in the comic books was inspired by the episode One Man's Worth, where Xavier was killed by Fitzroy.
Didn't know that.
So I was surprised because I thought the comic came first.
Right.
But the show aired in 94 or 95, and the Age of Apocalypse storyline was released in 95.
Stop.
So it actually hit the TV show first, and then they adapted it and changed the storyline and who was involved, and like it got really intricate. I went down a rabbit hole and was like, this is so fascinating. That's really cool.
Yeah, I
want to say,
wow.
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't a huge fan of Avengers versus X-Men wrap up. Like,
You mean the one, the most recent one that they did?
Series? The comic series, Avengers vs. X-Men, the Phoenix Force came back and
Yeah. I read that one.
I liked how it started, and then I wasn't feeling it. through
I
most.
don't even remember how it ended.
Did I finish it? Because
I don't know if you even finished it.
I
Oh wow.
read the first issue. I started, and I don't know. I just didn't like how
They started
Phoenix
acting.
Force just kind of took them over like that. It just felt, I don't know, it felt weird.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that. What are they talking about? Because we were talking. Oh, someone said that they commented that on a YouTube video of the Phoenix when she was after Jean Grey let the Shi'ar kill her,
Mhm.
and then Phoenix came back but outside of her body, and was like, "I am the creature of light," and blah blah blah. And they were like, "Yeah, this is the real Phoenix, not the fucking bullshit Avengers vs X-Men Phoenix that was like kind of malevolent for no reason."
And Phoenix
Right, for no reason.
Phoenix has a moment where it is kind of just, Phoenix just does whatever. Phoenix Force just does what it wants. It's its own living being. It's so weird for it to just come back in that way. It just didn't.
Yeah.
I just not it.
She's the child of creation. I mean, she says it.
Right, like
The child of creation. So yeah, I thought it was weird how they all had it, and they were like killing each other to get more of it or taking.
I think that's what
really bizarre.
where I was like, no,
it's like. It really changed them that much to turn against each other to such an extent.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But other than that, I'm completely with and College Back. Love those.
I think it would be interesting to see more crossover in the animated series now that everything's together.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is my issue with Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that the X-Men basically built it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went through. Okay, so this is something else I did recently. I'm repairing my childhood. So one of those things is that when I was really young, I was like 7.
Mm-hmm.
A kid in my class asked to borrow my X-Men cards, and then he never gave them back. And it was the most devastating thing ever. And I kept asking him, but he was older than me, and he like would pretend like I wasn't talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll get it back to you," until I stopped asking. So I went and I bought the full sets of 2 of my favorite X-Men card series. And when I look, they're literally called X-Men cards.
Mm.
Like, I mean, they're Marvel cards, but like I call them X-Men cards.
But they're the X-Men cards.
Right. They're the X-Men cards. And like all the characters are mostly awesome fucking X-Men characters or X-Force or X-Factor or whatever. And like, there's no Vision. Oh no, there is Vision. They have Vision, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Spider-Woman. That was in one set. But like the X-Men were the hero. They were the ones you wanted.
That's right.
So I was like, X-Men built the cinematic universe, and now we don't see them motherfuckers anywhere.
I think they come in this Doctor Strange movie, honestly.
They come and I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think that's how we go.
Oh.
Yeah. There's rumors Patrick Stewart's supposed to be popping up as Xavier.
They're like, we'll see some of the old ones and maybe get introduced to some of the new ones.
So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie with
so bad.
Like, I want us all to like go together.
Listen.
I want us all to go together.
Oh, you are in LA. Oh my gosh.
I'm in LA. Yeah, I might have to try to sneak. I might have to try to see if I can get into the premiere of that joint, because that would like blow my fucking mind.
Man. So yeah, there's a lot of rumors of characters that's supposed to pop up in there. I could theory video all day. Like we could just sit down a whole hour.
Okay, tell me your top 3.
Except when we're actually trying to have a theory video conversation.
Right. Okay. So, like I said, I think this is how we get our segue to, right? Like months ago, I'm constantly spitting on her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So segue into the X-Men. Going back to what they said in old articles and stuff like that, when we get the X-Men, it's not going to be the group that we're used to. It's going to be a younger group. So when you do Multiverse of Madness, you can keep intact everything that we saw in the X-Men movies, because there's no Marvel cinematic movie that's taking place in those years. Right? So you have a decade span to plop those movies in, and it still makes sense. And then when the X-Men left and went to that island or whatever and disappeared, that's what could have happened in the MCU, and nobody paid attention to it because by the time Heroes started kind of resurfacing, Loki was attacking and all this other stuff was happening. So now we can see, Patrick Stewart. We can see, I think Hugh Jackman, take it with a grain of salt, was rumored to pop up. All the older characters can still pop up. They could just be older, right? And then so you can say, all the events you remember from the old movies, watch it. They happen. But we're going to pick up with the younger generation of X-Men, and that's where hopefully maybe you can revamp the New Mutants, which the movie kind of, I guess, bombed. I never watched it.
New Mutants?
You bring them.
That movie, I watched 4 clips yesterday, and it was horrifying. It was, I mean, the way they did Dr. Cecilia Reyes was
terrible.
Up.
Oh,
Terrible. She's such an iconic character, and they just no, that's not canon. That's gotta go.
Okay. Well then, so same thing like how I guess kind of maybe spoilers for Hawkeye and Spider-Man. If you guys haven't seen that yet.
At this point, if you haven't seen it, you are out of luck.
Okay. So like kind of how they brought Kingpin and Daredevil in, right? It might not have happened exactly the same, but you have the gist via the Netflix shows that they can play with. Like you don't necessarily have to go back and retcon that. They exist.
Kind of,
it's the same.
True.
So you can say, okay, well, those general events happen. So I'm saying you could do the same thing with the X-Men. You keep X-Men First Class. You keep all of that stuff happening. Again, in the MCU, we don't cover 1946 until Captain Marvel shows up in, 95? And then you have 5 until 2000 and what? Whenever Avengers. 2008?
2007. Yeah.
Huge span that you could just pop the X-Men in. They've always been around.
When did Krakoa happen?
Wonderful question. But you know what? In the MCU, somewhere in between.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was
50 to 2008.
We just leave out a pot.
I think it was the early Phoenix. I think it was the 60s or the early 70s because that was whenever Storm was introduced was when it was Storm, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus. They all came into play.
And they came and saved the original X-Men.
They came and saved the original X-Men, yeah. I mean, they do have a lot. I'd be curious there's so many stories. And they of the X-Men movies, I liked Days of the Future Past. I thought it was really intense.
Yeah.
It was good.
Apocalypse was terrible.
It was terrible. We can keep that one out.
Well, the issue I had with Dark Phoenix was that they didn't continue the story from the Apocalypse.
No, not at all.
It was a completely different story about how the Phoenix Force came to be.
Right. How you introduce the Phoenix Force at the end and then change all of that. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's been overdone. So I think there's plenty of other... I mean, they could do a Mr. Sinister. They can make it more horror.
Which, you remember, they kind of alluded to him at the end of which one of those Wolverine movies? Not Logan. What was the one before that? What the second Wolverine? The one before Logan. Not Origins. What was the one after that? Where he was fighting when he had to fight Silver Samurai.
But
there was an end credit scene which brought up Essex.
Oh yeah.
So they set that up and didn't do anything with it. So now you can kind of bring that storyline back. But I feel like Wanda's going to be the key to introducing them.
Always.
You know.
I wonder if they're going to do her. I don't want to see Wanda go bad. I love her so
I don't think she's going to... No. I don't think she's going to go bad. I think she's just going to be the key to introducing the mutants.
No, I know. I don't think she's going to go bad. But her arc it's already written in stone. She's already going to become the greatest enemy of mutant kind. Which I guess is okay because right now we're telling everything from the human perspective, so to speak. Mm-hmm. You know, because we're following characters like Captain America, Hawkeye, Captain Marvel. So they're not really mutants. So
right
from that perspective, Wanda won't be a villain unless it's told from the X-Men's perspective.
I think so. I think how the MCU did it. I think they already gave her the villain arc in the sense where it's just like what she did in the WandaVision show, and I feel like what they'll just end up doing is just kind of her almost atoning for that throughout the course of Multiverse of Madness, and of course she's still trying to get her kids and stuff. and
Yeah,
doing
you're right.
to do that. But I feel like the villain of the movie, well, I think we got a hint of it, but I think evil Doctor Strange is going to be the biggest. Him and the I guess it's not going to be Shumagorath because they can't use it. Gargantos, I think the monster's name is.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a what's up? I think there's going to be a surprise villain.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna be.
Yeah.
But I really love. So I don't know Shumagorath too closely, but I know him from the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
Yes.
So I got really excited when I saw him.
Oh, that was my introduction.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, the mini angled ones, those guys just they got to show up. I feel like that's gonna be, if we're gonna do more Magic Center stuff and more really set Doctor Strange and the magic stuff up, like you got to start introducing, like they did in What If, right? With the all those different monsters and stuff that he was taking in, Sean, all of that other stuff. I feel like as you start to expand that kind of thing, the mini angle ones, the Shumagorath, Gargantos, go back to Dormammu, all those different things should be taking center stage. I feel like it's going to be something of that nature. I feel like the tentacle thing in What If was Shumagorath, Gargantos, or whatever, and we're going to see more of those type of entities. It
was one of them, but it might have still been.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
What did you think about What If?
I loved it.
We enjoyed it.
I love What If stories across every spectrum. I think the only episode that I personally wanted more out of was the zombie one, because I'm a huge zombie fan too. But like, Hulk versus Scarlet Witch, like, what's up? Can I see the rest of that fight?
How did they? I was like, y'all really cut that off though.
Right, and I'm like, okay, Thanos is already infected, but how? We were kind of going back and forth trying to figure out what was going on. Like, okay, let's look at the setup of Infinity War. If he got infected, the only way he would have gotten infected is if he fought again. If Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight got infected, because they're the ones that teleported back to the ship and left and stuff. Like, how did that pan out? How did he get the other Infinity Stones? Like, how did that happen to where now Wakanda's taking over now? Because timeline-wise, in regards to that happened, I hope I'm not rambling too much, but timeline-wise, like, we see Black Widow get, with the blonde hair still, Black Panther is there and all of that stuff. So this is right after Civil War, or sometime in between Civil War and the start of Infinity War. They're already dead and gone. How did Thanos get infected? When did the Black Order come? Like, there's a lot to there's a lot going on.
Yeah, they left a lot. But I feel like the What If stories were always very, like,
fast and loose. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ultron.
You're so funny.
Ultron taking over, that was my favorite. He was not playing games.
Who?
When Ultron, that episode with
Ultron, that was really scary for me.
I loved it.
That was really terrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, he's beating up the Watcher. What are we gonna do?
Like, how are you going
to? I couldn't deal with it. It was a little bit too much for me. Like, that episode and the episode where the Avengers were killed, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm not here for it.
I absolutely love that, because it really makes these villains seem scarier, right? Where it's just like one wrong move and this is what happens, right? Like,
move and hint.
Right.
Oh yeah. That is true, because Ultron was this close to winning, and what was it like? They were like, if Captain America hadn't thrown the shield or something, he did something, and I watched the scene after, and then I always read the comments on YouTube because I think they're funny. But they're like, man, imagine if Captain America hadn't done X, Y, and Z, and he like cut him off, and then they
Well, yeah, when they prevented his body going to vision.
Yeah, but it was like when it happened, as I'm watching it, I was like, oh my god.
That's the moment.
And then, like, all of a sudden, because the Watchers are an entire race of beings, not just
a lot of the
one.
Watu tends to have his own mission that he's supposed to be fulfilling, even in comics. Even in comics, Watu actually ended up like fighting.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to. He gets
fights
excommunicated from the rest of them. Yeah. because he gets involved.
So I feel like he just right now, this is his job is to watch here, and the other watchers maybe they're supposed to be watching somewhere else, and they just have their own separate missions in this version or something. And then he'll probably end up getting in trouble because he
right. I love the part when he's talking, he's narrating, and Ultron goes, "Who said that?
Who said that?"
I was like, "Yo, you got me fucked up." That was really, really wild. And then he actually smashed through the glass. I was like, whoa. Now he's gonna threaten other universes.
Say again.
I was like, now he's gonna threaten other universes too.
Right.
It was too much. It was too scary.
And the thing that I guess that excites me about, you know, the possibilities now, because it asks the question, okay, if Uatu is watching all the possibilities of this universe, what happened in the other ones where, you know, obviously there's no Avengers in like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but like what happens as that progresses? What happens in, you know, I guess the X-Men universe is still separate, right? So what happens if potentially, you know, this is a huge what if, but like an Onslaught scenario happens in the X-Men. Now, like how massively powerful, or even in Loki.
Universes, they're over there taking universes out.
Right. What, like how does that, like how does the multiverse now cracking and being fractured, how does that affect the Watcher's mission now?
That's interesting. I feel like, you know, one of my things I always do when I think about like the Ultron Vision fusion and then all the Infinity Stones, I'm like, man, who could have beat him though? Because there was a lot of people that were missing from that fight.
Yeah.
There was no Adam Warlock. There was no Galactus. Obviously, Thanos got killed, which they made Thanos seem so weak, and I really wasn't a fan.
They really did.
The Phoenix Force. There's Silver Surfer.
Star Fox.
Star Fox. Star Fox, Nova, the Nova Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, no. He did decimate the Nova Corps, and he killed Captain Marvel. That's right. He did that. But I feel like the mutants could have got it.
Yeah. Franklin Richards could have.
Franklin Richards gonna handle it. Exactly.
Hey, all right, get out of here, kid. What's this? Infinity Stones, who?
Right. X-Man. Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't have. I feel like he wouldn't have won like that.
No.
If he only attacked the people we know about, then yes, he would have won. But I don't think he would have been able to destroy the whole universe.
No, not at all. So then, with that being said, then, because obviously, What If is technically canon to the MCU as well. I lost my train of thought. Oh my God, no.
We're talking about.
So how do you guys think about like with the X-Men being introduced since that's canon, right? So hypothetically, what they're saying is they don't exist in this universe because their existence wasn't mentioned, none of that, but they had to deal with it. So like, do you think they'll just pull them from these other universes, or the multiverse will just, since it's fractured, just reform into one thing and introduce these characters and say, oh, we're from somewhere else, but now we're just a part of this timeline, sacred timeline now, if you would?
I don't know. I feel like you cannot talk about the X-Men even if they exist in the same universe. Like, I mean, the Avengers and the X-Men don't have a lot of interaction.
No.
Until there's certain things that bring them together, like Secret Wars, because Wolverine fought in Secret Wars. I think Wolverine and a few other people. And then there's Infinity War. So there's things. So Secret Wars are coming up.
Yes.
That's like one of the big crossovers between X-Men and Avengers with Secret Wars.
Who did I say should be introduced in Secret Wars?
I have no idea.
But they missed the Infinity Gauntlet. I will say that.
They did.
A lot of X-Men fought in the Infinity Gauntlet saga as well, but Secret Wars. But they could say that, there were no Avengers, there were no X-Men in the Avengers universe, and there were no Avengers in the X-Men universe, and so now they're coming over here. I thought it was weird that Tobey Maguire lives in a universe where there's no Avengers.
Yeah.
And I thought it was even more weird that there was no Avengers in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man universe, because he's Amazing Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure there were Avengers in Amazing Spider-Man.
Right.
So I thought that was weird. Maybe he hasn't come across them yet because he hasn't.
He hasn't been around as long.
yeah. Maybe he hasn't met them yet. But Yeah, that was a weird line. That was a weird line. So I was like,
Yeah. Are you in a band?
universe. You just told us that in What If? There's Avengers in every universe. What the fuck? So,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Unless here's how we can rectify it, right? They came about in the same era that they came about in real life, right? No, so technically, like that stuff was happening in the 2000s and stuff. Place the Avengers and stuff and their exploits in the 60s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, and they grew old and died, and everybody, and and then that was the end of it, and it was there were heroes, yay! I mean, outside of J. Jonah Jameson, you don't hear anybody in San Francisco talking about Spider-Man. He's just somebody that's in New York. So same thing. Like, okay, well, they were heroes way back when. The end.
I like that theory. I like that theory a lot.
So,
what's up, Pablo? Thank you.
Punisher.
Yes.
Oh, Punisher. She said Punisher should pop up in Secret Wars. He's like, nah.
So
I don't like those vigilantes.
Him and Nick used to be in the war together, so that would be the place that would make most sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. And Wolverine knew Captain America too.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Which Chris Evans is supposed to be coming back supposedly as Cap, but he doesn't want to mess up the ending of Cap's arc. So I feel like one or two things: this whole Secret Invasion thing that's coming out, or you can go back and have him, when you introduce Wolverine or whatever, show Wolverine in World War II, and then show Cap fighting alongside him during that. You could even say, since old Cap at the end of Endgame got to live out life throughout those decades that he missed, he knows that the mutants were around. He has that knowledge that they were around, and maybe, again, you get to Secret War, Secret Invasion, whichever comes first or whatever. And he says, hey, Nick Fury, like, hey, you know who you can call on. You know what's out there, right? And then you bring the X-Men who've been in hiding all this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we can do theory talk, but
that'd be cool. You're so good. Marvel, you better hire this man.
Listen, I'm here.
Melanated Velma asked how we feel about Black Knight being introduced. I don't know much about that character.
About Black Knight, I don't know a lot about. I don't know a lot about him either. But I am curious, what they're gonna do with him. Because I mean, on the end credit scene, everybody recognized whose voice that was. That was saying, "Are you sure about that?" Right? Yeah. And that was Blade. That was Mahershala Ali's Blade in the background. So who, so they're gonna be teaming up fighting supernatural threats, right? Like that's
gonna be cool.
That's the possible introduction of Dracula, and then also the possibility of maybe working with Morbius. Like,
oh yeah, Morbius. That's definitely gonna all come into play.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna all come into play.
That's the theory too, that Tobey Maguire is supposed to be coming back in Multiverse of Madness. So
yeah, like, I was gonna say because Morbius and Spider-Man and like all those people have really tight ties, but doesn't Black Knight? But see, Black Knight leads to the Inhumans,
which they're supposed to be coming soon. They're supposed to
really have, in a good way.
They really have done the Inhumans terribly. So
yeah,
as I said, in a good way.
Because there's rumors that Black Bolt is supposed to be showing up soon. Yeah, so there's I mean,
they need to just take everything
coming soon. Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, Marvels. When does that come out?
I think that's supposed to be May.
No, the Marvels isn't going to come out in May.
No, not Marvel. Miss Marvel, the Disney Plus series.
Oh!
Yeah,
the one about the
younger
version that stretches.
Who?
Is it about the younger one that stretches?
Is she?
Oh no, that's Marvel.
No,
she's
sorry.
Yeah. Morbius, they're playing. They just need to give us a Sinister Six movie.
Oh my god!
You know they're gonna push that back. They already. They're not doing it.
Cosmic Ghost Rider. Oh my god. Venom in the MCU.
I don't think we're ready for Cosmic Ghost Rider.
You know that's coming.
Venom is
that's coming.
I'm fine with that.
Kamala Khan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ms. Marvel, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's
maybe all the X-Men have been Morlocks the whole time.
I couldn't see
yeah, I'm here for the X-Men.
Yes.
Yeah, this is gonna be really good. But our stories are just as good, so don't forget.
Yes.
That they are.
Okay, so we're gonna do our giveaway now. Everyone, remember your number.
I missed some of the numbers.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a random number generator.
Oh, that's good. Just
Random
Google
number
random number
generator.
generator.
Okay. Random number generator between. Oh, this is so cool. Between 1 and 50.
Who, Kamala?
She's not gonna have her power.
38.
38. There's the
I
winner.
think I know who. I think I know who won.
Somebody said 38. I don't know who
Yeah,
said it.
someone
I
said
just wrote the
38.
numbers down.
You have to write down their thing and DM them so you can get their information. Okay, I'm gonna find it. 38 1.
I heard they were going to change her powers some because they're too close to Mr. Fantastic powers,
Anyway.
which is dumb.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. Let's
But
see.
right, when
Sorry,
will
I'm
she have
scrolling
them?
now looking for the person who.
You gotta scroll back to a lot of them.
I couldn't go back.
Jerry said 37 from E4 Comics.
Yeah, see, a 37, a 27, a 28, a 28,
No, because Kanithia said.
17, 11, 39, 3. I'm
Oh,
missing
she
like
said
4
39.
numbers.
Okay, so we have to give it to the person who was
Closest?
not over.
Under.
So
Somebody
it would
said
be
37.
Jerry, yeah, from E4 Comics.
E4 Comics?
Yeah, letter
Message
E4.
us. We'll get you going. I'll sign it too.
E4 Comics, Jerry's a winner!
Let's go.
That was
Congrats.
fun. All right. She won't have her embiggen powers. I've never seen that word before. I think that's hilarious. I don't know. I really thought her powers were kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's like, nah, I'm not feeling it.
When used
I thought they were kind of dumb.
properly,
But this is the problem. So I liked Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine.
Sure.
I liked it really because of Yelena.
Yelena.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she made it. And I really do like Haley Steinfeld. So I liked Hawkeye a little bit. I liked Black Widow. It was okay. I liked Falcon. But I like
too.
superpowers. I want to see fucking energy spraying everywhere. So, like, WandaVision was my shit. I loved Loki. Like, I love X-Men movies. Like, any of that little, like, hand-to-hand combat, like, shit, this doesn't do it for me. I need, like, flash and bang. Like, I wanted, like Doctor Strange. Like, I was hanging on every time Doctor Strange was in Spider-Man. So I was like, ooh. But
I've always actually been a decent enough Hawkeye fan. I've always liked Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Comic book Hawkeye more, but I feel like MCU Hawkeye doesn't get his fair appreciation.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed those ground level series, right? So like I probably watched the season finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier like 5-6 times.
That was really good though.
And Hawkeye, like I like it because it's just like, okay, when everybody else is fighting in space, while everybody else is fighting these mystical threats, what is the tracksuit mafia is taken out, messing with
that
people's
was
health.
hilarious.
What's next? What's about to happen now? So you get, I love those ground level threats because you're just like, yeah, when everybody separates and fights big bad Thanos monster guy, who's stopping the power broker? Who's
right?
But
the thing is they fought those people and
right.
And, oh my god, the Hawkeye, the musical.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I was like, this is exactly how our world is. That they would commercialize something as just
all of it
as catastrophic as the blip.
Right.
Like
Rogers the Musical Part 2 coming soon.
About right. Yeah, that was hilarious. It was hard to watch though, honestly. I was like, this song is so bad. I can't listen to this anymore. But yeah, so everyone make sure you go to the link in Midnight Comics bio, Midnight X Comics. Can you drop your hand? Oh yeah. Midnight X Comics, link in bio. You can click the link in our pinned to get notified for the Kickstarter that launches on Thursday.
Yes.
You will be eligible to get Unbeloved, the Unbeloved 0, 1, and then part 2 is coming out.
Yes.
Which we're really excited because I'm waiting. And you can also get 2 limited edition posters. that will be available on the Kickstarter. And this is their first one, so let's make sure it's a success and you are just coasting the whole rest of the campaign.
Yes.
You just like watching the dollars roll in.
That's gonna be awesome. Thank you.
I'll link you at E4 Comics on a message.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Because I don't know if he's still in here. Yeah, well, thank you for coming on. And
Thank you for having us.
up. Always a pleasure. Glad that you've taken your break, and now we are back in creation mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I finally
got
had
this.
my free time, that's all I was doing today.
Yeah. And I will be sure to be praying for Ray, and yeah, I'm so excited for this year. And I'm sure I'll see you in August.
Oh yeah.
Again, yeah. For AtlantaCon at least, or DragonCon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, have a good rest of the night. I know it's late as hell there.
I am going to
Because
message
we're
you
both
about the
gonna get off and
Kickstarter, though. I am going to message you about it if you're free.
Yeah. Send it to me. I'll look at it tonight. Cause I know,
Okay, perfect.
I know you have 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look at it right after this.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Good night,
See you.
everybody.
Thanks for everyone for joining and asking questions and sharing. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining. That was so fun. I love them. They're amazing. I remember when I first met them at AtlantaCon in person, and I was like, ooh, such good vibes. So definitely follow them. Definitely support them. They have a lot of stories. They have a lot of great lore. And they're just really, really amazing and imaginative. So I will see you next Monday on Creative Connect. All right. Also, I don't have my book with me, but if you don't have a copy of 2050Z Time and Salvation, make sure to grab that on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Instagram, and you can also get it on lostchildrenofandromeda.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye.